Hello, coffee friends. This is a review of the world's largest coffee cupping with James Hoffmann. Hopefully this video is gonna motivate you to do a cupping too. First, let's take a look what's inside the box. You got greeted with this postcard, and it had some basic instructions, told you what you can do beforehand to get things started. Then we had this square mile griffin thingy, and this is an interesting one. This is a third wave water sachet, so that everybody who's doing the cupping would have the same water. Next, we have the grind sample. It basically tells you how you should adjust your grinder. And then we have, of course, all the beans just labeled A, B, C, D, E, and with each pack having around 30 grams of coffee in there. The first pass was just smelling the ground coffee. After that, I used 200 ml of hot water to brew the coffee. This was the recipe given by James Hoffmann. 12 grams in of coffee, 200 ml of water. Try to smell some differences during this initial blooming. And then after 4 minutes, I broke the crust and tried again to smell any differences. And to be honest, the first pass of just smelling the ground coffee, I didn't get really much. They all smelled more or less the same. I thought there was a huge difference in the smell of D, and that E smelled also kind of different, but as a beginner I wasn't able to point my finger at it. It was just some differences in smell. But now here, while breaking the crust, there you could smell a lot of differences. So bowl A and B smelled pretty similar. Bowl C smelled a bit herbal. Bowl D just smelled ugly. And bowl E was earthy, nutty, kind of that. So here just got rid of any grounds that were still floating on top of the coffee to prepare everything for really slurping down the coffee and trying to taste all these different things in the coffee. By slurping, you introduce air to your mouth, and this amplifies all the flavors and tastes of the coffee. First of all, I want to say that there will be no spoilers. I will not be talking about what kind of coffee we had in this tasting. You can go watch the whole tasting, the whole cupping on James Hoffmann's YouTube channel. He does the reveal pretty much at the end of the video, which is great because this gave everybody enough room to understand for himself how are these coffees different, what do I really like, what do I really taste and feel, and what is my brain telling me when I'm drinking a certain coffee. Now here are 3 things that I have learned from this cupping and I want to share with you. Lesson number 1. You don't need to be an expert to do a cupping. When I describe my notes and how, I wrote down what the coffees taste like to how James Hoffmann describes the coffees, the descriptions are worlds apart. My description is very rudimentary, very basic. His description is so much deeper, so much richer. That's okay, that's fine. The funny thing that I learned is that my rudimentary basic description, they were heading into the right direction. And this is something that encourages me to continue cupping and to continue developing my sense of taste. Lesson number 2. It's amazing to see how temperature affects what you are tasting. A good example for that was the contrast between bowl A and bowl B. At the beginning, I was really not able to taste any kind of difference there. both had a high acidity, both were sweet, so the acidity was well balanced, and they really seemed like kind of the same coffee. But as time passed by and as the temperature cooled down, then I was able to taste that there are some differences. Suddenly, the one tasted more fruitier, the other tasted more like honey, berry, something like that. And it was really interesting to see that you just need to take your time when tasting coffee. Temperature has an amazing effect on taste. Lesson number 3, it is just fun to do something new, to challenge yourself, and to learn new things. It has been 1.5 years since I have started this coffee journey, and coffee is able to put a smile on my face every single day. And I know we all have so many things going on in life that are so much more important than coffee. However, I feel blessed being able to enjoy the little things in life. I feel it helps me keep my balance and it adds to my happiness. Doing something you have never done before, like a cupping, is something you will for sure remember for quite some time. It is definitely worth your time.